Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have another collaboration between myself and A.M Custom Color to share with you today, and we are focusing this go around on the Disney princesses. Per the usual of our collabs, I do have 3 polishes being contributed from my brand and 3 polishes from A.M Custom Color's brand. Her polishes will be listed on her site, mine will be listed on my site. They will go live the same day, which will be June 22nd. So in the description box below, I will link the A.M Custom Color site, I will link their Instagram page, I will link my site, my Instagram page, and then my swatching Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from today's video. So we do have 6 polishes in total today, all inspired by different Disney princesses, and let's go ahead and get started. So starting with the A.M Custom Color contributions, we have A Tale as Old as Time, and this is a pale yellow holographic with ultra chrome chameleon flakies. So here's our first coat of A Tale as Old as Time. This is actually pretty opaque here on this first coat, not completely opaque, so I am going to go in for a second coat. Formula is very good though, smooth and easy to apply. A.M Custom Color tends to lean towards the side of thicker formulas though, so it doesn't self-level super well, but it is very easy to manipulate. After a couple uses, you might need some thinner in this one. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats. This is going to dry down a little bit dull, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off, and it does require a slight bit of scrubbing to remove everything, but nothing I feel warrants a peel-off base coat. So there is 2 coats. Next up we have Heart of Te Fiti, and this is a teal holographic with a scattered flaky. So here's our first coat of Heart of Te Fiti. And this is also very opaque here on this first coat. Again, formula is the same as the previous one, leaning towards the thicker side, but not too thick to work with. This one is also going to shine the best with a glossy top coat to help that hollow and that shimmery quality stand out. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats. This one also dries down a little bit dull and slightly textured, so a glossy top coat will help smooth that out as well, and this one also requires a slight bit of scrubbing for removal, but again, nothing I feel warrants a peel-off base coat, so there's 2 coats. And lastly, from A.M Custom Color, we have A Whole New World inspired by Jasmine, and this is a pastel leaning linear holographic, again with a scattered flake. And here's our first coat of A Whole New World. And this one is the most sheer of the 3, still pretty opaque here on this first coat, obviously not entirely opaque, so I am going to go in for a second coat. Formula is very good on this one, not too thick, not too thin, very smooth and easy to work with, not as thick as the other 2 either. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats. This one again is going to dry down dull and slightly textured, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this one off as well, or a matte top coat. And once again, removal is going to require a tiny bit of scrubbing, nothing too crazy. So there is 2 coats. And then up first from my brand, we have This Is the Path I Choose, and this was inspired by Pocahontas. So this is a neutral peachy pink base with a linear holographic and a holographic flake. Here's our first coat of This Is the Path I Choose. So this one does cover pretty well here on this first coat, not completely opaque again, so I am going to go in for a second coat. Formula I think is pretty good, not too thick, not too thin, a little bit on the thicker side, but again, nothing I feel that's too thick to work with, if that makes any sense. It just doesn't have the self-leveling properties that a thinner polish would have. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats. This one is also going to dry down slightly dull, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off. Nothing in here should dry textured, and nothing in here should be difficult to remove. So there's 2 coats. Up next we have Our Fate Lives Within Us, and this is inspired by Merida from Brave, and this is a foresty green linear holographic, again with a scattered hollow running throughout it and those holographic flakes as well. Here's our first coat of Our Fate Lives Within Us. So this one is more jelly than the last one. Formula again is I think pretty good. Not too thick, not too thin. No running, pulling, staining, anything of that sort. This one's not as thick as the previous polish either, so it should self-level a little bit better. This one is also going to benefit from a glossy top coat to help that hollow stand out as well. So here is our second coat. This one does cover completely in 2 coats. I also didn't have any kind of staining with this one through my testing on it. I know these colors do tend to stain. This one's going to dry down dull, so that top coat will help with that as well. And again, nothing in here should dry textured or be difficult to remove. So there is 2 coats. And lastly for today we have Bring Back What Once Was Mine, which is inspired by Rapunzel from Tangled. And this is a deep boysenberry-ish linear hollow, and then it also has that scattered hollow and hollow flake that I put in the other 2 as well. And here's our first coat of Bring Back What Once Was Mine. So this one also leans towards the side of jelly, so it is a little bit more sheer. The formula is, again, just like the last one, smooth and easy to work with, no running, pulling, staining, not too thick or too thin. I also didn't have any issues through the testing period with this one on staining either. So here is our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats. This one's going to dry down dull, so you will want a glossy or matte top coat to finish this off. The glossy top coat will help the hollow stand out, and the matte top coat will help the flakes stand out. And just like the rest of them, nothing in here should dry textured, and nothing in here should be difficult to remove. So there is 2 coats. So from A.M Custom Color, the Heart of Te Fiti is my favorite. When I think about Moana, I think I would have leaned a little bit more greeny, but I do think that this kind of blue shade in particular is something that I've leaned towards pretty recently, a lot more. So I really like this, and I think the gold flash that's in here is absolutely beautiful. And a fun fact is I absolutely love Moana, but my favorite from my collection is our Fate Lives Within Us. I have this thing for green polishes, especially you know, the deeper kind of fall-esque greens. So I really liked this one. I loved it as soon as I made it. I think it's really beautiful. So my favorites would include the Heart of Te Fiti and our Fate Lives Within Us, and I think they're cute together too. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these polishes. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. I will talk to you again next time.